Great day law, great weather is finally here, and unfortunately an increase in accidents comes with it. I was driving the other day with wet weather. There were cars all over the highway.
Yeah, everyone's out again. And attorney lawyer Twilly from the firm LA Law is here now to answer some questions about this. I know you got a great question from a viewer, which we'll get to in a moment, but thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. It really is always a pleasure, so thank you.
No, thank you. Literally driving, I was in the rain the other day. I was coming home, and there were like accident after accident after accident. I was like, what are these people doing?
They're not slowing down.
They're not slowing down.
That's the issue.
Which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. So what are we supposed to do? First thing is first.
Have your head on a swivel.
Yeah,
really. Have your head on a swivel.
Really
Give
drive
people
defensively,
space.
yeah.
Drive defensively.
Put
More so
a lot
than
of
ever.
extra space between you and the car. Yeah.
I used to eye roll when my mom would tell me, "You gotta worry. I'm not so worried about you. I'm worried about the other people." But it's so true.
It's exactly true.
It really is.
All right, so you want to get to this question?
Yeah, so for years, the person says, I have a back condition that's caused me pain off and on, and I was just involved in an accident that has totally debilitated me. I spoke to the lawyer, said the person had a $20,000 policy. That's all I get. Does this sound right to you? Not sure how I'm going to cover my bills and life in general. Please help Alex. Is Alex out of luck?
No, Alex is not out of luck.
Okay, good.
Okay.
It sounds like Alex is either talking about a pre-existing condition or a pre-existing disability. And in Connecticut, and the viewers need to understand this, just because you have a pre-existing condition, you can still bring a very good and valid claim in Connecticut. But there are two sort of major tracks that you need to be aware of. One is, like Alex, was that Alex?
Yep,
Yes.
Alex.
If you have a pre-existing disability, you're limited to how your accident sort of makes your disability worse, okay?
Okay.
So let's say if his pain was a 10 out of 2 before and now it's a 5 out of 10, he'll get that difference of 3 out of 10. So there's been a 30% sort of increase.
That's got to be so hard to, is it hard to calculate?
It is hard to calculate, and that's where a skilled lawyer really comes into play. The other sort of track, though, is there are a lot of people that have pre-existing conditions and they're not even aware that they have those until after an accident. Happens all the time. Somebody's involved in a crash, they have hip pain that never really goes away afterwards. The doctor finally tells them after doing some tests, oh, you have arthritis in your hip. And they're like, geez, doc, I never had a hip problem before.
Exactly.
Now all of a sudden. So you had asymptomatic arthritis, and then the accident caused it to become symptomatic. So at that point, unlike Alex, you would get the full 5 out of 10 as opposed to just the 3 out of 10.
Okay.
There's an important Connecticut appellate court case, it's Tuitt versus Stop and Shop, that really kind of articulates that.
Okay, so if it's made worse, then you're entitled to some extra money or pain and suffering.
Yes.
But what about the fact that the person has only a $20,000 policy?
Yeah, you know, Alex talked to a lawyer. I'm sure the lawyer had a really good reason to say what he or she said. But the policy limits in Connecticut have been $25,000 for years now, so it's no longer 20, it's $25,000. And, you know, not out of luck necessarily. Even if there is a lack of coverage, there are some sort of ways to go about, you know, circumventing that and trying to make a person whole. So I'm not sure what the lawyer was talking about.
But would you get beyond the $25,000?
It is possible.
Oh.
It is possible. In fact, I've recently done it.
You got to go, oh, you have? Okay,
Yeah.
so you got to go after the insurance company.
Yes. Well, you have to go after the insurance company, and then you may have to go after an individual.
Or what about, you always tell us, and this is a good tip of just making sure you have that uninsured motorist coverage.
Yes.
So if that person was underinsured because you have more bills than the 25 grand, does that mean your uninsured motorist coverage will take care of you?
As long as you have coverage in excess of theirs. So for example, in Connecticut, if that person has a $25,000 policy, but you have a $50,000 policy, you'd be entitled to another 25.
Okay.
So a total of 50.
Okay.
All right, so and again, accident, always call the police.
Yes, always call the police. If there's damage to your vehicle or if you're injured, always call the police.
Oh, let's just exchange insurance.
That's when everyone's mind changes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like, oh, yeah, because after that, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, everybody's nice until money gets involved.
Exactly, and then people start to get a little persnickety.
Yeah, I like that word, persnickety.
Persnickety, exactly.
I'm going to use that today.
Okay, very good. It's good to see you.
Great to see you, really.
And thank you, lawyer. And if you need some help at home, you can always contact attorney lawyer Twilly. You can visit lalawct.com, follow on Facebook at LALawCT, or you can even Instagram at Get LA Law. And I know you take messages, DMs, cell phone calls, everything.
DMs, texts, cell phones.
And they get to talk to you.
They do.
Which is great. I might just call you and talk.
Please do.
Or if you call them, tell them we say hi.
Yeah, exactly. Tell them I said hi.